So you're grinding at your 9 to 5, juggling meetings, deadlines, and maybe even a social life. Then you decide to take on the LSAT, a beast of an exam that demands time you just don't have. It might feel like you're trying to run a marathon on a treadmill that's speeding up. But what if I told you there's a proven method to not just handle both, but to excel in your career and crush the LSAT? Today, I'm going to share the Balanced Master Protocol, a strategy that's helped busy professionals score 170 plus on the LSAT without sacrificing their jobs or their sanity. First, for those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now, most people think you have to choose either you keep your job performance high or you get a top LSAT score, but not both. What if that's a false choice? What if the skills that make you successful at work could also be leveraged to dominate the LSAT? Let me tell you about Emily. Emily was a paralegal at a high-pressure law firm, working long hours and juggling multiple cases. Her dream was to go to law school, but she had no idea how to fit LSAT prep into her life. By the time she got home, she was mentally drained, and weekends, those were spent catching up on work emails or trying to rest. Emily thought to herself, maybe I've got to quit my job to have a shot at this exam. But quitting wasn't an option. That's when she discovered a strategy, a way to balance her work and her LSAT prep without giving up her career or burning out. 3 months later, she got a 174 on the LSAT and kept her reputation as a rockstar paralegal intact. How did she do it? It was the Balanced Master Protocol, which is not about cramming more into your day. It's about optimizing what you already do. It's a 5-step framework that turns your career strengths into LSAT strengths. Step 1 is to leverage your professional skills. I mean, if you think about it, at work, you are skilled at prioritizing tasks, managing your time effectively, solving complex problems, and communicating clearly. These skills are not just limited to your job, they also apply to the LSAT. So you want to map your work skills to aspects of the LSAT. For Emily, her attention to detail and document analysis skills from reviewing legal briefs made her a natural at logical reasoning. Step 2 is to integrate rather than separate. Instead of seeing work and LSAT prep as two competing forces, you want to find ways to integrate them. So Emily used 15-minute breaks at work to tackle a couple of logical reasoning questions. During her commute, she reviewed notes or listened to LSAT podcasts like LSAT Unplugged on the train. During her lunch hour, she set aside time for timed individual LSAT sections, focusing on one skill at a time. So you want to think of LSAT prep like brushing your teeth, where you take small, consistent actions that build habits over time. Step 3 is quality over quantity, because you don't need 6 hours a day to study for the LSAT. Even just 1 to 2 hours of deep, focused study can outperform longer, distracted sections. You also want to engage with the material actively, rather than passively reading or absorbing material from LSAT textbooks. Teach back concepts to yourself or to others. And finally, you also want to prioritize your weak areas. For example, Emily struggled with reading comp initially, so she devoted more time there while maintaining her strengths in logical reasoning. And by the way, at LSAT Unplugged, we create personalized day-by-day study plans for every single one of our students, especially important for those who work full-time or are in school or have a lot of family obligations. And so what we do for you is we help you make the most of the limited time that you have, maybe a little bit less on weekdays, maybe a bit more on weekends, and of course, targeting and drilling your weak areas. We pair it with private one-on-one coaching to maintain accountability and momentum on a weekly basis. If you'd like my help on your journey to scoring a 170 plus applying these strategies, you could check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, step 4 is really important. Set boundaries to protect your time. You have to say no to everything non-essential. In Emily's case, she started declining non-critical tasks and optional work events to focus on the LSAT, and she blocked off time on her calendar to make sure she was going to be able to study. She blocked off that time like it was a meeting with a senior partner, because if it's not on your calendar, it's not going to happen. And stick to your calendar, no exceptions, maintain your boundaries unless a true emergency comes up. Step 5, you got to maintain your well-being, because burnout doesn't help anybody. In Emily's case, she realized staying up late hurt both her studying and her work performance, so she stuck to a consistent bedtime every single night, even on weekends. She also started exercising more, even just walking to and from the train station to decompress and stay active. And simple meal prep kept her fueled without needing to resort to takeout or delivery every single day. Now, taking care of yourself, maintaining sleep, diet, and exercise is not indulgent. It's actually essential to achieving your full potential on the LSAT. Now, Emily didn't get more hours in the day, and her job didn't magically become less demanding. What changed was her approach to dealing with the situation. She stopped seeing her career and LSAT prep as competing priorities. Instead, she realized that the discipline, focus, and organization that made her a successful paralegal could also make her a top LSAT performer. Now, you might be thinking, my job is too demanding. But demanding jobs mean you already have strong time management and problem-solving skills, so make full use of them. You might also think to yourself, I'm too exhausted after work to study for the LSAT. Now, managing your energy here is key, and recognize that short, focused study sessions can actually be more effective than longer, draining ones. Now, you might think to yourself, I don't know where to start. You start by assessing your strengths and planning your LSAT prep around them, and this is where a personalized day-by-day study plan is crucial, and that's why we help students create those at LSAT Unplugged. And we pair it with private one-on-one coaching on a consistent weekly basis for accountability, motivation, and support. If you'd like my help getting set up on your journey to scoring a 170 plus, my team and I would be glad to help you out. You could check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. Now, let's talk about what happens if you don't optimize your approach in this way. You might end up delaying law school because pushing back the LSAT means pushing back your application, which is going to delay your career goals. You might end up burning out because winging it often leads to stress and exhaustion. You'll also miss out on opportunities because higher LSAT scores mean better scholarship offers and access to top tier schools. So if you're serious about maintaining your career momentum while also achieving a top LSAT score, here's what you can do. First, assess your skills by writing down the skills that make you effective at work. Second, create an integrated day-by-day study plan to blend work with your LSAT prep into every single day. And finally, you could consider joining our programs, whether it's our courses, our live online classes, our small group coaching program, or our one-on-one coaching program, which will also connect you with other professionals navigating the same path as you. And remember that balancing work and LSAT prep isn't about choosing one over the other. It's about having a strategy, because the same skills that make you successful in your career can also help you dominate the LSAT. You already have what it takes. Now it's time to put it to use. Anyway, folks, that's all for now. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.